STAKK Nation.
Champions.
We welcome you back to the channel. Okay. If you know that there is something out there called Aladdin. Essentially, the ultimate market manipulator. The one thing that is, unbeatable. Observing all markets at the same time and instantly making as many trades as possible to maintain the advantage, essentially. You cannot win against this thing. It's like an all-seeing madness.
The all-seeing eyes.
Owned by the all... No. Actually, we cannot call it... You cannot... You know what? You cannot call BlackRock just BlackRock anymore. Every time you say BlackRock, you have to say with how many $1 trillion under assets, under management.
Is it AMU or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
AUM?
AUM, right? Because I feel like every journalist has to. They cannot just say BlackRock. BlackRock. An asset management, what is it called again? Asset management organization?
It's a hedge fund or it's a...
The BlackRock, a hedge fund with over, what is it? Is it 382 trillion?
Trillion, something like that, yeah.
In assets under management?
Yep.
Recently bought all the Bitcoin miners. Isn't that essentially what happened?
Well, they have a huge percentage. 7% on majority of all the big guys.
Yeah, but if you have 7%, it seems like your whatever you say on that board is gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have big voting rights.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They bought all the Bitcoin miners. I don't think they just need to have, because now they can ask for you to go do something, and you're not gonna say no.
Yep. By the way, BlackRock has $9 trillion in asset under management.
Is it $9 trillion?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, it's right there. Why didn't I even read it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's how you introduce them these days.
Let's introduce it back now, Johnny. BlackRock, an asset manager with over 9 trillion in assets.
It's not the world largest.
Yes, world largest asset manager, the only asset manager, really, has taken significant stakes in 2 Bitcoin miners. 6.7% in Marathon Digital Holdings and 6.61% in Riot Blockchain.
Just say 7%. Stop playing with the numbers.
I mean, you gotta be close to the numbers that they tell you to use, given that they have over $9 trillion assets, $9 trillion in asset under management. BlackRock, that is.
By the way, notice this was going on in 2021 during the crash of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
From 69K.
Yeah.
Around that same time.
I mean, these people are slimy. This is what they do. But I think that BlackRock, the world largest asset manager with $9 trillion in assets and owner of Aladdin, is about to meet their match. Not only they're about to meet their match, they're about to realize that they are no match for what is Bitcoin. You see, recently, there was a situation, and it's interesting how coincidentally this happened for the first time since the existence of Bitcoin. It happened only after BlackRock, the world largest asset manager with over $9 trillion in assets, jumped into this market. Do you think it's a coincidence? So, what are your thoughts on this?
They said they were testing. We can pull that up real quick.
Oh, they were testing. Hey, we appreciate the test, though. I will say this. On one end, no, we're not doing that. On one end, we appreciate the test because we really need to know what is it that is going to break this thing. And so it says Marathon Digital Mines invalid block in transaction ordering error. Right? You just look at the quick take here. It says Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital mined an invalid block at height 809478 on the Bitcoin mainnet yesterday due to a transaction ordering issue. I guarantee you, if this thing would have gone in a different way, these people would have taken it and ran with it.
Oh, okay. Keep it quiet.
It was a test, okay? What are you testing? What do you test for? You test to try to accomplish something, right? So it can go either way. For us, this test was a win as a Bitcoiner because as you have tested it, you have now recognized that you're a bad actor. It's a lot of money and energy to lose for the sake of a test. But then again, these people's perception of money is not the same as ours because we actually work for our own money. We don't just go print it out of thin air. Or we don't just take it from other people and claim that it is ours now. We don't go and shove ESG down other people's throats to get them to assimilate assimilate to our own sort of ideologies. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over 9 trillion in what?
You keep saying that.
From now
In
on,
asset under management, AUM.
Yes, from today on, I will never ever pronounce BlackRock as BlackRock anymore. You just heard it there for the last time. It's always going to be BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $9 trillion in assets. It's how I'll forever pronounce it from now on, or refer to them from now on. Again, win for Bitcoiners. Proof that this system is working.
You know what? You know what's funny about this article?
What's that?
If you were on Twitter, actually, the Bitcoiners figured that out on the meme pool before Marathon Digital quickly came out and told people what was going on. So they had to quickly now release a news to say, hey, by the way, we produced an invalid block.
That's because we saw it, and that's because you know that you cannot hide. We are all watching. This is not Robin Hood or Aladdin or whatever the heck you guys call these things these days, where you can do it and then tell us like, oh well, it was not that one. It was this. You remember when the Robin Hood situation was going down?
Yep.
And they had all of their stories. You cannot do that now. Okay. What is it?
So they literally have to quickly catch up and say, hey, by the way,
yes,
we created an invalid block, and it got kicked out. It was the tests,
right?
And people started asking, what was the test?
Yeah,
what were you testing?
What were you testing for? Let us know. What was it? As a matter of fact, you could have done the courtesy of letting the community know that, hey, we're testing for this thing. Do not be alarmed if you see something.
No.
This was a move in the dark, just like they did Do Kwon. You know what I mean? If you would have broken Bitcoin, who are you going to go talk to? Are you going to go talk to Marathon? Because those guys will probably collect their money and run somewhere else.
Yep.
Okay, where are you going to go talk to? Are you going to go talk to BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $9 trillion in assets? Is that who you're going to go talk to?
Kind of like what happened to Ledger when Ledger got cut.
Yeah.
Put in the back door. They didn't tell us they were going to release a back door. The Bitcoiners found the back door in the new release, and then we cut them to their lies.
Listen, we can all see these transactions that are happening on the blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. We see the slimiest of the... Listen, you guys might say that it is test because these people have good intention. That is a lie. No way. Okay? Here's the thing. We just pulled up that block right now. It was on this block when it happened. Have you? You see some of this ones over... Well, I think which one was it? Expected block? I think the expected block was the one. And this is the actual block that finally came.
Can you see all those blocks? Those are all transactions.
Your loss was Foundry's win.
Yep.
Your loss could have also been the win of someone who was just hanging out in, with his miner, maybe having a nice lunch that afternoon.
By the way, people, this is what we mean by transparency and accountability.
Exactly.
This is how Bitcoin works.
Exactly.
Somebody steals the money, we can find it here. Literally, it shows you here. You can click on each block and see the transaction.
And we can find it before they steal it, before they even let us know, before they even have time to come up with an explanation or some bullshit excuse as to a test. Okay. Why would you want to do something like that if we're saying this thing is working beautifully? Because this test could have also been run on a test net. You don't have to be run on the main net. Because it's photocopy.
You can do it off the chain.
If it will not happen on testnet, it will not happen on mainnet.
But if they did it on testnet, mainnet you can't migrate it over to mainnet. So it's not like server type situation.
Exactly. Listen, the median fee of transactions in this block was about $1.04.
That's another lesson learned, guys. The fee is $1.14. See all the transactions that happen there,
and this is average. So in a lot of those transactions, it was even less.
The total fee was $9,664
for all these transactions that happen here.
Yes,
that is a lot of transactions.
Yeah.
Okay, and the miner, when you look at the subsidy fee, the miner combined with the fees and everything, because what the miner won is what Foundry gained here is about $173,000 from that.
Yep. Oh, by the way, people will say, "Oh, mining in Bitcoin is centralized. If it was so centralized, why then do we have these multiple transactions?" And it literally tells you, this is how much this miner got paid.
Absolutely.
For that work.
I'll tell you why it's even more better here. People say mining is whatever, bro. Okay, yeah, it's centralized. It's centralized. It's fine. BlackRock owns all of it right now. I'm actually happy that we're in this situation because you can see what happens when the mining is centralized. BlackRock owns a majority share. In fact, BlackRock can buy all of these miners and shut them off if they want. I'll tell you one thing that is happening. When these garbage transactions or transactions that are not valid are mined, right? Guess what? It's not just the miners that get to approve the transaction. You in your house with your Bitcoin node has to validate this transaction as well. And I'll tell you, if one node says no, we don't recognize this transaction, it will not be added to the blockchain. So it's not just about buying miners. You're gonna have to go ahead and take everyone's node, and you don't even know how many we're running. You don't know how many any one individual is running. And I'll tell you this: a node is not a miner. But if a node says that this block is not valid, that block is not valid.
By the way,
okay,
when it comes to miners, you can also have your own mine.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about foundry.
You don't have to. But here's the thing: like, not everyone has the money for that, right? That's what I'm saying.
They
because
get a chip of that too, by the way. I said
the miners.
Oh man,
yeah,
they might not be able to mine an entire Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But this thing can mine your sats.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can tell that. But this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to bring it down to the lowest denominator. Okay, which is the average person that maybe does not care about getting into mining, does not want to do any of this stuff. Just getting a Bitcoin node will not cost you more than $200.
That's it.
Okay, and for the low price of less than $200, you can stop BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, with over $9 trillion in asset management. Okay, you can stop them from manipulating Bitcoin.
You can stop Marathon Digital from manipulating Bitcoin.
Listen, this is unprecedented. I've always said it. Whenever these people come up with all this insanity against Bitcoin, I've always said it, let them do it. Let them do it. And this is proof of why I always say that. Let them do it. Because if we're going to sit here and say that Bitcoin is a superior asset, right? It needs to be proving itself. But here's the other thing I'm going to say. The more they do it, the more their credibility wanes. The more they do it, the less relevant they become. The more they do it, the less people trust them. At some point in time, we'll expect you to always be an antagonist towards Bitcoin. Thank you for running this test. We're glad that the thing works as intended. Double. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just got to bring this out to you. People say, oh, how does Bitcoin work? This is exactly how Bitcoin works.
Yeah.
They've tested it. They've tried the Trojan attempt. And guess what? It failed.
Okay.
Bring them on tests. That's what I said.
I just want to read this thing here. It says, the rest of the Bitcoin network rejected the invalid block as it was trying to spend funds. It was trying to spend funds on a transaction that hadn't been processed yet.
Sounds like a banking type situation.
Thank you. I was just about to go there. Dude, that's crazy. I was just about to go there. This is the one thing that the banks, listen, when we talk about the banks creating loans from money that they don't even have, right? Fractional reserve banking. It seems like
double spending.
This is what these people do. Isn't it interesting that this is the one? It was trying to spend funds from a transaction that hadn't processed yet. It seems to me that the next step then will be like, okay, well, if we can spend funds from the transaction that hasn't processed yet, how can we delay that transaction until those funds have been restored before we can now put it now on the blockchain?
I think what happened there was that they were trying to create more Bitcoin. They came in too late.
Fail.
How do we create more Bitcoin for ourselves?
Listen, keep running the test. I don't care. I don't really understand how the whole thing works 100% fully. I don't need to. All I need to know is that whenever these situations happen, there's going to be a ton of people out there who fully understand Bitcoin way more than I do. And they will call it out on Twitter. You cannot even try to hold a narrative and try to shape it, because before you'll be like, oh, something happened on blockchain. Well, tonight on CNN, okay?
Do it again. Tonight on CNN.
Yeah, tonight,
the Bitcoin network.
The Bitcoin network mined an invalid block, but this was just an error, nothing to worry about. So don't worry. We see it on the freaking meme pool, and anybody can tweet about it on Twitter before you guys even recognize.
Before CNN, Fox News, CBD, CNBC, CBDC,
Yeah,
CNBC talks about it.
And this is why I say CBDCs are not going to work as well. You cannot literally create a currency that is fully controlled by you when everybody understands that there's another currency out there that they can just use instead of yours.
And it's not this transparent. Show them the mempool again. We can
Exactly.
see every transaction.
Listen, if any government is
CBDC can do this.
Yeah, if you're coming out with a CBDC and we cannot go online and see all the activity that is happening, look at it. Who sent it to who? Okay.
All you need is the address. You don't need your digital ID. You don't need to know that it's me coming from my bank from this address. Literally.
Listen. Bitcoin has run checkmate on these people. They're just too stupid to have seen it yet because they cannot let go of this free money printer. And I totally understand. You know, if I was in their shoe, what would I do? Would I be rushing to drop my money printer that I have right now? I've been enjoying for it from so long. I've been enjoying this thing. I'm not going to be aiming to give it up right away. You know?
Hey, they're protecting their status quo.
I remember back in the day, just looking at this right now, I remember back in the day when I used to hop in the mempool, most of the time you would just see like 2 blocks waiting, man. But I think towards the end of last year, crossing into this year,
It's been a lot.
I've never been over to the mempool and seen this thing not fully loaded or busy like this anymore. Okay. This is adoption happening in your face,
Fast.
ladies and gentlemen. Argue about it all you want. Do not listen to us if you don't want. It does not really matter at the end of the day. Some people are probably designed to be suffering their whole life. I don't want to get in the way of what God put you on earth for. It's fine. But if you're not that person, please do yourself a favor and understand this thing immediately.
Can you go to the bank and see the transactions waiting to go through in your bank? Can any Trump will say we're ruled by very dumb people. This is another one of those situations. Literally, you can see what's going on the entire money system globally right now. Literally telling you the next transactions that are about to approve in the next 10 minutes, in the next 60 minutes. Like literally, it doesn't even have to be money. It's data.
You know something that's happening? Some people need to lose, okay? But the problem is, these people want to lose, but they want you to put them down nice and soft. They want a soft landing on their loss. Like, oh, it's okay. I mean, at least you guys know, but, come over this way. Bitcoin is this. No. You guys are losers. It is time for you to hold this L, okay? If you do not recognize what this is, right? Specifically, the people who are going to lose here are the people who are fully in control of this fiat system and gaining from it massively, right? They're trying to see if they can transition over into this situation without taking too much of a hit to their current scammy system. Listen, your loss is here. It's time for you to embrace it. You're just delaying it. For me personally, I don't feel like we need to kind of like sweet talk or be, because you know how it goes today, man. Watch why you say political correct, okay? There's no need to be politically correct, okay? We're sitting here, we're saying that this is superior money. And if we believe that it's superior money, it's not for me to be trying to convince you nicely and slowly that, listen, I am telling you that this is superior money. You can believe it or not.
Yep. Instagram can cancel us all they want.
Cancel us, bro. It's not going to change this. Nostr is there, built on this thing. We're telling you that it's superior. I don't want to say superior money because now when you start really thinking about it,
you start thinking back of fiat because of people affiliate money to fiat.
Well, this is what I'll say. I'll say this. I guess more because I was saying more like it starts extending to other things. It is superior money, and it is a superior network.
Yep. Network.
There we go. That's what I'm
the answer. Because actually, money is a network effect.
Yeah, it is a superior money, and it is a superior. That's why there's Nostr. You can ban us all you want, but I think at this point in time is late because by banning us, you further prove exactly what we're saying. So how can you ban us and not look like the exact thing we're saying? Yeah. I don't want to play these stupid games anymore with these people, bro. And I think that it's important for us to just come out and say what we need to say.
I'm starting to get it,
Yes.
Forget about getting cancelled.
Because you can keep playing this game, bro. And as long as you keep playing this game, you stay in this bubble where they can cancel you. Because it really comes these people I hope that they understand. And I think that at this point in time we understand that these people cannot take this thing down through the technical aspect, from a technical standpoint. So what they are left with is just social engineering attacks.
Which is why they're blocking us from the banking system, from allowing us to transfer our fiat money into this new eco-free system.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
Which only proves, right, that this is a threat.
Can you imagine paying 2 certs, 7 certs, 9 certs, 14 certs, minimum fee 1 sat for per transaction? That is why they don't want you to use Lightning Network applications.
Yeah.
Sats. You know what sats are?
And
that's
I think 1 sat now is like fraction of a cent.
Like 100 million sats to 1 Bitcoin. Sats. 1 sat is literally paying nothing.
Yeah.
But the banks want to charge you $3 though for using the ATM.
Yeah. No wonder they're trying to stop you from buying Bitcoin.
Get it?
I'm gonna get off my soapbox on this one. We've made this video much longer than it should have been.
Be your own bank.
Ladies and
what's going on here.
Here's the bottom line. Superior money is here. And the idea that others have to beg others to join superior money is asinine. I think maybe society is going to get to a point where there's just going to be like this split of people who understand Bitcoin and use it. And then everyone else will stand like, oh, well, did you know these guys over on Bitcoin can do this instead? And then maybe that's what is going to get society over there. But here's what I'll say. There was a point in time when, there's this group of Bitcoiners, they call them toxic and so on and so forth, etc., etc. But listen, how can people be begging you to do things for your own benefit? It makes no sense. For me, I get it. I see where the benefit comes in. And my mission in life is to, one, make sure that I can position myself in a way where I understand this thing and be able to take full advantage of it. Be able to protect my value using this thing. And encourage people around me to start engaging in using the same thing as well. Is opting out of a certain system, man. It is really something that is free for all of us to use. One thing that I will make very clear, okay, is that this is not illegal. It is not. At no point in time has there been a law that has come out and said using Bitcoin is illegal. But the thing is, I think people restrict themselves, and this is where this social engineering comes in. I want you to pay very close attention to this. Social engineering, okay? We even do it ourselves. When we're about to say something sometimes and we hold ourselves back because we think of the consequences of what may happen. For example, a lot of men these days cannot really say what they think on their mind because they know that they're going to instantly get cancelled by this Me Too movement situation activity that has been going on. So now you find yourself in this situation where you are censoring yourself across the board in other areas that no one has even asked you to censor yourself. If they can get you to censor Bitcoin out of your mind, then you are stuck in the fiat system. It's not illegal. It's not a problem to use it. But somehow, there's a bad stigma attached to it. Stop. Because when you talk to people about Bitcoin, oh, well, it's scams. Why is it that when people hear Bitcoin, scam is the first thing they'll think of?
Because the media has engineered them. Oh, by the way, difficulty level is going up.
Oh, look at that. That's rising right now. That's
as we are talking.
There's some incoming transactions. You see a rise in incoming transactions there as we're just talking.
Like, could it be any clearer though?
It cannot be any more clearer, but I think that the battle here is not really about getting people to understand the Bitcoin. I think it's getting people to we almost have to deploy different social engineering to get you out of where you are.
The social engineer to attack the social engineer.
Yes, because now it's social engineering that is running people. It's not because they don't really believe Bitcoin or anything. They're going off what they have heard. So their participation in the system is being delayed. While the same people who are telling you that this thing is horrible are fully engaged in it.
Jesus Christ.
Keep playing yourselves, people. I don't know what else to say. Double O, let's wrap this video up. It's too long.
It's wrapped.
What else you got to say, sir? Final thoughts.
It's a wrapped Bitcoin. That is what they will sell you.
Yeah, that is what they will sell you.
The BlackRock will sell you a wrapped Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, exactly. For sure.
Oh, jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, please respect yourself and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter as well. We're also on Spotify at STAKK. Until next time, present out.
Double O.